Welcome to Audience First, a podcast for tech marketers looking to break out of the echo chamber, to better understand their buyers, what motivates them, and what they hate that vendors do. It's time to unmute your mic. Are you ready? Welcome back to another episode of Audience First. I have a very, very, very special guest in the house today. I have the one and only John Hammond in the house.
Hi there. Thanks so much for letting me join you.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming. I know it's super busy. You just came from a meeting, and so you're all primed now for more discussion.
Yeah, it's a long day of talking,
Yes.
which is good. Hey, that's what we're here for. Happy to network, happy to hang out.
Amazing. I love it. We have water. We're all situated here with the refreshments. Before we dig in, how about you tell me, who are you, what do you do, and why the hell do you do it?
Oh, all righty. Well, is there a long story end of it? I don't know how much I could be rambling, but no. Hi, I'm John Hammond. I'm a principal security researcher at Huntress for my day job. On the side, when I can squeeze it in, I try to share a whole lot of different cybersecurity education videos on YouTube or out online. So I think I've accidentally fallen into the whole influencer thing. But hey, having fun with it and really just trying to spread the word on, look, what cybersecurity is, how can we do it right? And that's been the most meaningful thing to me is, hey, trying to make a difference and fight the right fight.
I love that. I'm totally part of the mission, and I love how you kind of wiggle and squiggle in your chair when you say influencer marketing. It also kind of gets to me sometimes. But so long as you can really advocate for doing the right thing, explaining what we're supposed to be doing in cybersecurity, this is going to be a really interesting question. What is the goal of cybersecurity today as we sit here at Black Hat 2025? There's so much innovation. There's so much shift. It's so dynamic. Where are we? Where are we going? I know we kind of lead the end of the session with where we're going, but I want to start with that.
Oh, okay. Right in the lion's den. I really think, look, at the end of the day right now, it's just a matter of protecting. It's protecting the infrastructure. It's protecting their endpoints. It's protecting the cloud. Oh, whatever buzzwords we might throw out there. AI, yeah, sure. We can open that can of worms. It's just trying to stay with it, trying to keep up, because there are, without a doubt, threat actors, adversaries doing what they do. And I hate, news articles that say, oh, a sophisticated threat actor and sophisticated attacks. Sure, yeah, you got to give the devil his due when they do some clever stuff. But hey, it's not something that we can't chase. It's not something that we can't keep up with. So that's the biggest thing for me is, hey, sticking with it, being on the pulse.
Well, I always hear, we got to keep up. We got to keep up. Well, why haven't we kept up?
Yeah. I've been dancing with that a little bit. I had a previous presentation over in Tampa, B-Sides Tampa. Really an honor to let me share the keynote there. Mm-hmm. And I had this kind of, I hope, pithy presentation of look, we're on this treadmill. And I don't know if we're particularly going to get off the treadmill, because we've been developing, we've been making, we've been building so much, and that innovation that you've shared for cybersecurity and tech as a whole, are we too far gone? And then maybe that's gloom and doom. I don't know. I didn't want to sour the conversation already, but I'm thinking, hey, we've made so much stuff. Can we keep up? Can we catch up? You talk about memory safe languages and all the nerd and geek technobabble, but it is the new challenges that we're facing. And hey, it's up to us now as a community and an industry to kind of rise to the occasion. So.
Yeah. What other kind of challenges are you seeing happening right now that we really need to focus on?
Well, I'd love to get your opinion on, I guess it's unavoidable. I always feel bad though, but I guess at Black Hat, everyone's going to be talking about it. The whole AI thing. Where do you sit? Can I ask you? What do you think? Good, bad, ugly?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Yesterday, I asked questions, AI and security or securing AI. Yeah. And I'll throw that back at you, but I have no idea where we're going. I'm a little bit scared about where we're going. But I'm going to keep my finger on the pulse. That's my honest answer for you. Yeah.
How scared? Is it like, Terminator, scary, sentient
no, I
Skynet
don't think
thing?
So. No,
okay,
I don't
okay.
think so. but definitely keeping my finger on the pulse and a little concerned, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think we have deeply curious individuals who want to figure things out, who want to solve these complex challenges. And so that's such a political answer, by the way, that I'm saying right now.
No, that's all right.
I think the challenge for me is just humans in
Yeah.
general and it's I mean universal, yes, but in security, and we just talked about this earlier today, is uh, it's about the people, the process, the technology. We are very much focused on and putting emphasis on people and technology, but we're so behind on the people front, on the human side, on
Totally.
the human risk, the human led security, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to noodle on today a little bit as well. If you have any input on that, but
Yeah. Well, I'm over at Huntress for my day job, right? And one
Yep.
thing that we really pride ourselves on is a security operations center that's all human led. It's human analysts. It's folks that are, we say, a 24/7 SOC because we kind of follow the sun, have some folks in
Right.
Australia and UK and here in the US. But we're wondering and still trying to find, how do we thread the needle on, okay, is the AI thing going to help or hurt?
Yes.
We're still figuring it out, truth
Yeah.
be told, because we want to get it right. We want to be laser focused and hyper focused on it, because at the end of the day, for the longest time, and still our North Star, is that it is humans, it is
Mhm.
people that kind of lead the front.
Yeah. I love that. So you're at Huntress. Tell me a little bit more about what you're doing there. What excites you? What are you leading?
Cool. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So I'm on the Adversary Tactics team, which is a cool name, right? Yeah. So that's in our security department, and I'm one of the geeks and nerds that loves to chase hackers and cut up malware and kind of dig into some of the code. With that, we're seeing all those kind of different changes and shifts from moving out of the endpoint, the traditional computer on Windows or Mac or Linux here and there, and what does it mean when we bring it to identity? Can we see this in the cloud, for lack of a better word, right? Okay, is that Entra ID in a Microsoft ecosystem? Is that Google Workspace, one or the other, that we're kind of driving towards here? And then the security awareness training, I think, a really, really big part. We've been super excited to dive into that and try to get more realistic and more real world and current, super tactical stuff to train all companies and their employees and users. What are you going to see as a threat? What are you going to see as a risk, as a phishing email in your inbox? What are those scams that'll tell you to press a couple buttons on your keyboard and run this command, something silly? All those things are, hey, what we're trying to keep an eye on. Stay with it.
What does that look like, in more depth? Like, how are you rolling that out to humans that don't necessarily know what that means?
Yeah. Well, it is kind of through oftentimes a Microsoft 365 or like Entra ID tenant. So we can kind of get an idea as to who is in the company, who is your user base, what's in the organization and account, multi-tenant kind of thing. Still have access to anyone else that you might be working with. And with that, it's on the endpoint, on their computer as part of the core kind of products of Huntress. And then a lot of that email information, trying to keep an eye for business email compromise, trying to keep an eye out for, session hijacking, some of those silly things, all those stuff that pile up and add up to, okay, what does our security posture really look like in all those different dimensions?
In your experience, actually, you know what? Let me pause on that because I want to pull in the thread here. I actually want to know how you got into security.
Yeah.
How
Okay.
did you get into the tactical? What was it? Adversary.
Adversary Tactics.
How did you get into adversary tactics? That to me is very
well.
cool.
Are you okay with letting me ramble for a little bit?
You
If you
can
don't
ramble,
mind, long
you
story.
can curse. It's all unfiltered. It's all good.
So look, I grew up, I think, kind of any kiddo thinking, I want to make video games, or I want to be a hacker because I see it in the movies. Hollywood media makes it look cool. And for a long while, and kind of in middle school and high school, I thought, that's just what I'll want to do, what I'll chase. I had Googled, literally just researched how to become a hacker. And I found Eric S. Raymond, one of the free and open source software folks, that was saying, like, look, if you want to be a hacker, you need to learn to code. You need to learn programming, a little bit of scripting. So that pointed me towards this Python language and all this nerd technobabble again. But I did that for a long time until I had this thing when I was like getting to now the age where I should go to college, I should go to school, I should go to university. but I knew I wanted to have some service, like military service, kind of in me some way, one way or another. And I thought, okay, the cool way to kind of hit two birds, one stone here is one of the service academies. So like a West Point or U.S. Military Academy, Annapolis, the Naval Academy, Air Force Academy, et cetera. And I stumbled across and found my way into the Coast Guard Academy.
Wow. That's a great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I know, long story, I'm rambling.
No, please ramble on. We love rambling.
There was a competition that they were hosting across all the other different service academies called Cyber Stakes. And I didn't know it at the time because, they say, hey, this is some Olympics game, a little sportsmanship of learning computers and technology and coding and security. I didn't know that that was a capture the flag. But capture the flag being a game or a fun way to learn security stuff. I was a freshman, right? Or what they call kind of a fourth class or a swab when you get into the academy and then part of their indoctrination stuff. And you have to stand at the position of attention and you have to square your meals and all the silly discipline stuff. But you would square down the stairwell or the ladder well, they call it. And I remember because I was so excited to go and attend this cyber stakes competition. We were leaving for the on-site location at like 2 a.m, something awful. But I remember squaring down the stairs, just getting so excited about, hey, I'm going to work with smart people. I'm going to be sitting side by side them, solving these technology or security problems for national security. For a mission, for a really, really good, fulfilling thing. And I have this visceral, vivid memory, of 2 a.m, squaring down the stairs. This is it. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. And in that capture the flag world and the training, they lean you a little bit more into the hacker offensive red team sort of thing. So and understand, how do the hackers, threat actors work? What does the adversary do? And that is where I think I found my start and footing was, how do they drop those exploits or find those vulnerabilities, et cetera, et cetera. Now that has led its way to here at Huntress.
I love that. That really resonates with me. When I've been in tech for years, over a decade, maybe a decade and a half, 7 of those years in security. And, when I was looking for a new position in the marketing department, I wanted to do something meaningful. And in looking for a new position, I saw a cybersecurity company, actually, ironically, that we were trying to target from an ABM perspective. They were hiring, and I'm like, okay, let's check this out. Let's see what they're about. And, I read more about it, started learning about what they were doing, and realized that at the end of the day, the mission is to protect people. Totally. And that felt like something real. Like, my skills are going to contribute to the world. My skills will contribute to a mission. And the reason why I asked, like, what is cybersecurity? Why is cybersecurity? Where are we in cybersecurity right now? Is because last night, actually, on Cooking with CISOs, one of them asked me, like, put me on the spot, what do you think cybersecurity is? I was like,
it's a hard question.
Protecting people. He's like, relationships, relationships, understanding people also. And, to your point now, you're telling me, like, well, how do the adversaries react or behave? You're trying to understand that on a deeper level as well. I want to know, why have we not really caught up with the the human part of security? I want to drill down into that. You are somebody who is, deeply focused on adversary tactics. Why isn't that more prevalent, prominent across the whole community? Maybe it is. I don't know. Like, can we double click into that?
Yeah. And I'll do my best, right?
Sure,
but I
absolutely.
think I have this YouTube channel, right? And I figure, that's the biggest way, the best way I could kind of get on a soapbox and be on the podium to try to help spread the word. Because in my mind, the struggle point is the awareness. It's the education. And I have way too many online videos that kind of show a process of how the hackers do what they do, vulnerabilities, exploits, blah, blah, blah. And I think, to your question of, okay, how come this isn't connecting yet? I'll be the first to admit, this stuff's hard.
Yeah.
I think that's easy to gloss over. I think that's easy to forget because we like to talk about cybersecurity and security. And I do the same. But I really think, hey, can I show you what this looks like, how to do it, how they do it?
Yeah.
That is, for one thing, really cool when you get to dig into it, but it's also a little intimidating and
Yeah.
scary. And it's not like a 3 minute or 60-second thing you scroll through in shorts. This is like a long, hour long, half hour, 2 hours
Yeah.
demo, because I want to show you how this all comes together.
Yeah.
But that's hard for a
Mhm.
person in their attention span sometimes. It's hard for that attention and that retention and awareness.
So, what would you do to kind of initially get that interest,
Yeah.
get somebody comfortable to lean into that? Let's say me right now, I want to start, improving my awareness, my situational awareness. I want to maybe do some adversary tactics myself, make me feel comfortable.
So the best way that I found how to do this, and in my opinion, is how can I make it relatable
Hmm.
and real to you for the things that you already care about, stuff
Yeah,
that you're interested in, your stuff that
sure.
you're passionate about. There's some silly stuff, and I might be maybe going back in time, but there was a big vulnerability that fell out of the sky, Log4j and Log4Shell,
Yeah.
all this stuff. Um, but it was so prevalent and present that it would impact a lot of video games.
Hmm.
I know this sounds silly, but Minecraft, hey, one of the big things that kiddos, hey, I don't know, sons, daughters are all about, they play, they're into Minecraft. But I needed to get the education, the awareness out. Like, hey, you got to be a little bit wary because there's this exploit and vulnerability out and about that could compromise you or hack you while you're playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
And for kids, hey, that makes their eyes light up. They say, "What? How can you tell me more? I want to understand this."
I don't know. That's terrifying to me, but okay. I'm
Well,
still like, make me comfortable.
but even in some, it's the case of like, oh, I know you're talking about something that could affect my car. You're talking about something that
Yeah.
could affect the groceries that I buy at the store. Like stuff that is pertinent to their lives and their real world. If they're not some nerd and geek and digging into security or tech, you
Mhm.
still got to find what's meaningful to you. How can I bridge that gap between my world and yours?
All right. Okay. Can you take me through kind of where you think some, descenders or red teamers are kind of missing the mark when going after threats?
Ooh, good question. Um, I think it's really easy for us to fall into kind of a formulaic or like very regimented checklist.
Hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, checklists and procedures, they have their place, right? But I really want to get the folks that are creative and the ones that are curious and
Mm.
the ones that are thinking, oh, hang on, I want to go check this spot that, hey, because of the deeper understanding, I know how that technology works, this server, that software, that
Mhm.
actually has another Easter egg over here in the corner.
Right.
Like those are the things that might might not make it to the checklist. And it just
Yeah.
takes a little bit more critical thinking or a little bit more creativity to say, oh, hang on, we got to look under this rock too. Especially for threat hunting. I think that hey, that pays the dividends for sure.
We answered like three of my questions.
I'm
But
sorry.
that's all. That's perfect. But that means it hit. It really hit the mark
Yeah.
because that curiosity. I mean, how do we trigger it? Because some people like you gotta shake them.
Yes.
Like how do you trigger that curiosity? Because I want to know what characteristics are required at the minimum, foundational characteristics and personalities even maybe to be a threat hunter. But beyond that, how do we trigger that curiosity, cultivate it, nurture it, and keep it,
Hmm.
fresh and juicy? Because you always have to be looking out for things, right?
Yeah. Can I try to tackle that in kind of two different ways?
Absolutely.
Because this is a journey that I'm on myself, right?
Sure.
I think it's awesome when
Hmm.
you've got someone who is hyper passionate about this stuff.
Yeah.
They're obsessed with it. They want to dig in. They're the crazy folks that stay up late to keep digging into work, to keep cracking code, whatever they might do.
Hmm.
And that's super cool. I'd love to see that passion. I'd love to see how this is their whole world.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like for a bit I had that. I hope to think that I was part of that.
Yeah.
But I also understand and know, okay, as you start to do this for real, start to do this for work, start to do this for your life and everything that you pour yourself into, that takes up time.
Yeah.
And you want to be with family, you want to be with friends. So balancing act of that work-life balance, right? Um, so I think that creativity, that hyper passion, that intrinsic curiosity, that's phenomenal and fantastic. And that's what we want. But I know there's going to come a point where you're like, hey, let some of the other folks have that insane passion. Let's work together,
Sure.
but I'm going to take my time and, hey, do life things as needed to.
Yeah. Well, what some of the tips you're giving some more junior,
Yeah.
folks who are coming in threat hunting, because we need to nurture them as well, right? Bring in new people.
This is kind of where I would lean to that. The start of that is, hey, can we see your passion?
Yeah.
Be a sponge, learn as much as you can, be present, be attending, be at conferences, be here and there and everywhere. And know that, hey, that's the time you get to soak this all in. And it's so much fun. And then, hey, when you get to see others and you foster their growth and their education into it, that's when you kind of, hey, still be part of the crew, part of the team. But because you led with so much initiative at the start, that fosters and cultivates for everyone else around you.
Where do you go to learn?
I got to be honest, the silly YouTube thing, that keeps me in this cycle.
Yeah, I might have to pick your brain on YouTube.
Oh, please. It'd be fun.
After, offline, and we'll have like a nerd out on YouTube and all
Totally.
that kind of stuff, because that's a monster alone. Like, just, I love LinkedIn, folks. Here we're on LinkedIn. We have YouTube. We have the audio channels, but yeah, that's its own beast. So we're at Black Hat. What's exciting you most right now at the show?
Maybe this is a bad answer, but I love just the family reunion aspect to it. I love seeing everybody. I love getting together. I love chatting and networking. But it's so cool to see and celebrate everyone's success.
Yes.
And what they're doing.
Yes.
Like, obviously Huntress, hey, we're super excited. We're stoked. We've got an incredible new Microsoft partnership coming together. We've got Jen Easterly joining our strategic advisory board. So these are just
awesome.
big warm hearts for us.
Yes.
But I look across the way and I see Wiz doing incredible things.
Yes.
I look across and I see Panther. I see all these incredible teams that are crushing it. And it just feels good to be part of the community and industry with them.
Yeah.
Something that we've been learning really, really recently in a lot of the cases and instances we've been chasing is that collaboration still paramount.
Oh, that's everything. I'm really glad you said that too, because there's this stigma. You got to compete against each other, but at the end of the day, there's a core mission. We're all in this together. I really hate to see vendors go against each other. It should be a joint effort, right? So kudos to you for highlighting and spotlighting some of those. What else are you looking forward to over at Huntress?
Right now, I think it's, hey, trying to hyper focus on what we're already doing, make that better, and then still explore and get some new innovation in those different directions.
Amazing. I want to go through AI-driven SOC.
Ooh.
What is that?
Okay. Another cool conversation here. Well, imagine our security operations center, right? That I'm saying, hey, is full of humans, the human threat hunters, powered by humans. But say, look, we put that away and we let the machine or the LLM or the AI take over, do all of it. You and I were just discussing, hey, maybe that sometimes is a little bit scary. Maybe sometimes I'm worried where that could go. So we're trying to find what's that balance of AI in the mix, part of the security operations center, but at the end of the day, all the decision making really goes through a human. That's really people still part of the equation. But it is interesting to see all the different innovations and approaches to doing that. And what is the right call? Can we completely take L1 or some low tier stuff kind of and put that to the machine? But I really feel like people should still be part of the equation.
I was gonna say, if you put like a red team up against an AI-driven SOC, what would you bet on?
Ooh.
We're betting here in Vegas. So.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Hey, I think you get the right people, you get the right team. I'd still let the human-powered SOC win day in and day out.
Why?
So without falling down the rabbit hole too much, right? I understand that a lot of the black box AI, LLMs, whatever the case may be, it is based off the data that you give it.
Sure.
The training data, what information is programmed in. But that makes it difficult to get to those creative and innovative and critical thinking and outside the box discoveries, the stuff that's not on the checklist we were just discussing. Right. That's where I want that human intuition in a certain sense. Can't get that out of the robot.
Yeah, 100%. I do want to put you through the ringer now.
Oh.
Hopefully these have been a little bit challenging for you. like to keep my folks in the hot seat here. We're gonna do the hot seat segment.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Whatever I ask, just whatever comes to mind. Let's go.
Like rapid fire.
Rapid
I don't know. I
fire.
could say something awful. We don't know.
I love it. What is Huntress? Huntresses. Huntress. How should I say that? Huntresses? Huntresses? Because there's like grammatically there's the apostrophe after the S if I'm right. Huntress? Huntresses? Oh my God, I gotta go to school again. All right. What is Huntress's dirty little secret? Something buyers never ask but should know.
We eat our own dog food. We use our own systems. We have the Huntress agent installed everywhere, so we see the hiccups, the growing pains. We see when we still have room to improve, and that's just part of the growth.
I love it. Tell us about a challenge that shaped how your company does business today.
We were still figuring out, remote work and making sure that was the priority that we wanted. And especially for getting the security operations center all over the world, we didn't want folks to be working a graveyard shift or working a night, overnight kind of thing. So that was a learning point of, hey, let's get folks everywhere, do the best we can.
What's a lesson you learned the hard way that others could learn from?
Some research that you as a nerd and geek share doesn't need to be shared as widely as it was.
Okay, I want to know. I want to know why. Okay, there's
Okay.
a backstory there.
Oh,
Let's do it.
yes.
Can we?
Of course.
All right.
Please. So I'm gonna get really nerdy. Is that okay? Cool. Some time ago, August of 2024, there were different InfoStealer malware variants, Llama, and others in the different groups that you hear the names for, that tried to do an interesting ploy where if you'd ever seen some of the checkboxes on different websites or forums where you say, I'm not a robot,
Yeah.
or you verify you're human by clicking the CAPTCHA and the icons and pictures of choose 3 fire hydrants or something stupid, right? There was a gimmick where they would present a little lure and display. You click the I'm not a robot checkbox, but then it says to validate or to verify this, follow these steps.
Mhm.
Press this Windows key on your keyboard and press Control V to paste in and then hit enter.
Mhm.
And unknowingly, if you weren't kind of a maybe more tech savvy or knowledgeable computer user, that means, okay, you're running like a command or you're
Mhm.
invoking a program on your computer.
Mhm.
But they have pre-populated what's in your clipboard. So when you paste, like copy and paste, they give you a sinister payload to run. Now, I thought, that's neat. That's interesting. That's cool. But they had a kind of crummy presentation and it could have looked a little bit more like the Google CAPTCHA.
Mhm.
So as a proof of concept, I want to showcase it. I want to put in a video. So I put it out on YouTube, a fake CAPTCHA that deploys malware. And in the past couple months, that has kind of caught on like wildfire. And I feel like I'm at fault. But it is fascinating. To get back to your original question,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Those are the things that you kind of don't expect.
Yeah.
But when you think, hey, I want to push the security industry further, I want us to be aware these are what these threats are, this is how they can do these things. Sometimes, yeah, threat actors will do more of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly, when I shifted into the security space, I worked really heavily with a research team,
Yeah.
which got me to be more curious and go down different rabbit holes and learn about that. How sometimes, bad actors will actually kind of tack on to some of the research and stuff that you're doing, which I didn't think would even happen. They were my favorite team, by the way, to work with. It was so much fun. And it was interesting. We could take a look at there were stories too,
Yeah.
right? So I love that. What makes Huntress different than the competition?
Ooh, great question. I'm thinking a lot of the things that we've kind of talked about when we were wanting to highlight people, we were wanting to highlight the curiosity, the intuition, the creativity, that passion, that community, that sense of, hey, we do this together. This is a whole village, whole concert, all playing together in harmony. Those are, I think, the things that really help us get a little bit of that edge out.
Yeah.
I really, really think when you see conversations on Reddit. You
Yeah.
see, oh, folks sharing some of the research that we've seen, and they say, oh, I brought it to my work Slack. I was telling my team about what you guys were up to. Like those are the things that are the feel good moments, and it feels like a home run.
Yeah.
I am happy to see Huntress keep hitting home runs.
I love it. Are there any successful customer stories you can highlight that make you feel good or proud?
I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. There are a lot of different innovations that we've kind of been doing that have some really cool success stories with them. But I think to what was a Kaseya VSA ransomware incident. I think the Microsoft Exchange, like Hafnium shenanigans, Log4j we covered, Screen Connect from some ConnectWise trouble. I hope that we've been able to swoop in for a lot of those big kind of industry shaking events. And when we get to hear from our partners that, hey, you guys gave me a call like 1 a.m, but I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
We shared a scam scenario where, hey, one user was kind of going to end up falling for a tech support scam. So we have the whole team trying to track down, like, can I get their phone number? Can I get a hold of this person? I want desperately to make sure we can stop this the best that we can.
Yeah.
But so we see the text messages and the very loving, sweet messages of like, hey, thank you guys for really looking out for us. You saved us. We can't say it any better way. You help us sleep at night. That's so cool.
Oh man, I need some of that. I need to sleep at night. Won't lie. I love hearing that. Well done, really. What's right now kind of the biggest misconception about Huntress that you kind of want to like break up?
Ooh. Let me tee this up if that's okay.
Sure.
I joined Huntress in 2020.
Yes.
So it's been 5 years now. I was employee 28.
Wow.
That is dwindled down now. I think in the tenure I'm 15, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm Huntress employee 15. Sweet.
Cool.
When I say this though, we're up to like 600, which is insane.
Yeah.
But in the early days, hey, we were really strong on persistence and footholds. And that was an incredible kind of, hey, way to break in and get some traction. But now I want the whole world to know, like, look, this is security for everyone. This is security for all companies. This is a managed security platform. So you can sleep at night. And no matter what size, scale, or business or end user you might be, we got your back. And we just want to make sure that is the most well-known thing. And,
before we hit the big red button, we were talking about how you're not just focused on SMBs, you're focused on, enterprise and is that global or a specific market that you're focusing? Yeah. UK.
And it's a managed security platform. It's a product. It's backed by people, but hey, it's a solution. It's an agent. It's a product. It's still something that we get to party with.
I love it. Describe Huntress in 3 words.
Whoa, what a question!
It could be 4. It could be 4. Again, it's all good, folks. People are cheating. It's good.
Oh, we have some fun internal mantra. Ethical badasses, and
ethical badasses, and I love it. It's awesome.
Team players. Hey, it's a team. It's all of us together and fighting the right fight.
I'm all about being an ethical badass, so I'm gonna get that shirt.
Sweet. Heck yeah.
It's recorded. If Huntress were a superhero, who would it be?
Oh. I might have to phone a friend for that one. Who do we think?
Who are we calling? We're calling someone live?
I've seen Artemis, right? Does that count? Goddess of the Hunt? That's not really a superhero, but maybe that's the closest answer I could get us. Yeah.
All right, I'll take it. The future of Huntress.
Ooh.
Where are we going?
We want to be doing a lot more.
Yeah.
Let me say all this with a grain of salt because I am not the arbiter of the roadmap, but we're super excited about, hey, what's the potential? What could we do? What about a mobile app? Can we get on the phone? Ooh. Android, iPhone? I don't know. Let me say this again. Huge grain of salt. What about a browser extension? Like we could see so much more if we were in Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Edge, like your browser. We could get more telemetry there. And is there more in that AI, Kubernetes, buzzword bingo world.
Yes.
I don't know yet, but I think we want to lock in and keep crushing it with what we're doing thus far. We're wrecking up hackers, and I hope we just keep doing more of it.
I'm loving it. I got my eye on you. You did mention some buzzwords. So
Yeah.
what are the buzzwords we should be looking out for? Because I'm about to do buzzword bingo very, very shortly.
I think AI is pretty unavoidable now.
That's been on the bingo
that's the
card for
free
years.
spot in the bingo card.
I
Yeah.
know, it's like just AI period. That's it. Amazing. This has been an absolute pleasure. You're welcome to the show
Thank
anytime.
you, Danny. It's been a ton of fun.
Absolutely. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Anything else you want to impart on the audience before we sign off?
I feel like lean in many different directions as I'm kind of chatting and talking with folks because there's so much cool stuff to talk about. There's so much we could dig into.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, anyone tuning in that's listening, look, if you're taking security seriously, you're doing it right already. But I know, I don't know, I tried to squeeze in some of that mental health, some of that burnout, some of that stuff. It's real. It's human. That's all of us, you and I sitting together. So just make sure you're doing what you love. Just make sure it's fun. Just make sure that passion never goes away. That's a way to handle security.
Mic drop. Can't add anything to that. I echo everything that you said. Well, this has been a pleasure. Thank you again for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank you to the Huntress team who has been super, super cool in coming to collaborate with us. If you want to join us on Audience First Podcast, visit us at audiencefirst.fm. And we will link Huntress and all the cool stuff that maybe you have research coming up.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll link that in this episode. So thank you for listening. This has been another episode of Audience First. We are out.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Audience First. If you like what you've heard, feel free to follow or subscribe to Audience First on Apple, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast streamers.